Danas obilježavamo 20 godina prisustva NATO snaga u Bosni i Hercegovini. Od Dejtonskog mirovnog sporazuma međunarodne vojne snage su angažirane kao snage NATO saveza, a međunarodne civilne snage u obliku institucije visokog predstavnika i specijalnog predstavnika Europske unije. Strateški vanjsko-politički cilj Bosne i Hercegovine su euroatlantske integracije, jer je to pretpostavka daljnje izgradnje institucija države Bosne i Hercegovine. Integracija u NATO za Bosnu i Hercegovinu znači osiguranje mira i jamstvo izvođenja reformi. Bosna i Hercegovina učinila dosta u procesu reformi od Dejtona do danas, posebno u sektoru obrane koja je realizirana uz značajnu potporu NATO-a. Tijekom tog procesa Bosna i Hercegovina je već preuzela određene NATO standarde. Kao najznačajnija i najuspješnija izdvaja se reforma oružanih snaga, gdje je izvršeno ujedinjavanje Vojske Federacije Bosne i Hercegovine i Vojske Republike Srpske u oružane snage Bosne i Hercegovine. Nedavno smo slavili obljetnicu njihovog osnutka, točnije 10-godišnjicu. Oružane snage Bosne i Hercegovine su pokazale visok stupanj operabilnosti i profesionalizma prilikom svog angažmana u pružanju pomoći stanovništvu ugroženom od poplava ili požara, kao i prilikom pružanja svake druge pomoći civilnim organima i građanima Bosne i Hercegovine. Također svoju predanost NATO vrijednostima Bosna i Hercegovina pokazuje kroz najkonkretniji način, odnosno raspoređivanjem vojnika koji služe pod komandom NATO-a u Afganistanu. Još od 2009. godine, kad su raspoređeni prvi vojnici iz kontingenta oružanih snaga Bosne i Hercegovine u ISAF-u, učešće Bosne i Hercegovine u NATO vođenim mirovnim misijama značajno doprinosi uspostavljanju mira i stabilnosti u kriznim područjima. Angažmanom vojnih i policijskih snaga Bosne i Hercegovine u operacijama podrške miru u svijetu demonstrirana je opredjeljenost u skladu sa svojim mogućnostima za nastavkom pružanja pomoći onima kojima je potrebna, prilikom čega je Bosna i Hercegovina od korisnika postala aktivan sudionik u širenju međunarodne sigurnosti i stabilnosti. Pored toga, Bosna i Hercegovina se jasno opredijelila u svom nastojanju i doprinosu međunarodnoj zajednici u borbi protiv terorizma, a samim tim podržava i dio je globalne koalicije protiv ISIL-a. U nastavku reformi i u drugim sektorima pozitivan trend se ogleda u stupanju na snagu Sporazuma o stabilizaciji i pridruživanju sa Europskom unijom, a uskoro očekujemo i predavanje kredibilne aplikacije za članstvo u Europskoj uniji. Vjerujem da su NATO i Europska unija komplementarne organizacije u smislu osiguranja mira i razvoja u Europi i šire. Europske integracije Bosne i Hercegovine nisu moguće bez jačeg integriranja u NATO. Potpisivanjem sporazuma o uspostavljanju okvira za učešće Bosne i Hercegovine u operacijama Europske unije za upravljanje krizama, dokazali smo da želimo biti vidljivi i unutar Europske unije i na ovom polju i na ovaj način. To podrazumijeva učešće i civila u mirovnim misijama. Na polju regionalne sigurnosne suradnje u jugoistočnoj Europi, Bosna i Hercegovina je vrlo aktivna. Članica smo Američko-Jadranske povelje, a tijekom 2015. godine smo uspješno predsjedavali istom. Nadalje, Bosna i Hercegovina je stranka u provedbi subregionalne kontrole naoružanja, zajedno sa Republikom Hrvatskom, Republikom Srbijom i Crnom Gorom. S tim u vezi, u prosincu 2014. potpisali smo amandman kojim se vlasništvo nad provedbom ovog sporazuma o subregionalnoj kontroli naoružanja prenosi na zemlje regije s ciljem uspostavljanja uvjeta za trajan i stabilan mir. Unapređenje suradnje u oblasti sigurnosti i obrane, kao i postizanje zavidne razine transparentnosti i uzajamnog povjerenja na jugoistoku Europe. Svesrdno podržavamo provedbu ovog sporazuma, a iz regiona dolaze pozitivni signali u tom smislu. U kontekstu dobre regionalne suradnje pozdravljamo odluku Alijanse da uputi poziv za članstvo Crnoj Gori u NATO savez. Povjerenstvo za NATO integracijski proces Vijeća ministara, na čijem sam čelu, ulaže napore za postizanje standarda i uvjeta i promociju postignutog napretka u NATO integracijskom procesu i informiranje javnosti o aspektima ovog integracijskog procesa. Vrijednost i značaj javnih informacija i javnog angažmana u pitanju koje se odnose na NATO odlučujući su u smislu promocije i kreiranja pozitivnog trenda. Postoji politička volja na razini Bosne i Hercegovine da se MAP za Bosnu i Hercegovinu, da se aktivira MAP za Bosnu i Hercegovinu i postoji jedinstvena politička opredijeljenost u Bosni i Hercegovini da se uknjiži sva nepokretna perspektivna vojna imovina za potrebe u sektoru obrane kao vlasništvo Bosne i Hercegovine. Već su 23 lokacije registrirane od ukupno 63 koje trebaju biti registrirane na Bosnu i Hercegovinu, a preostale su pitanje vremena jer sam uvjeren da se radi o administrativnim i tehničkim procesima. Iako uvjeti Stalina, a to je ovo knjiženje perspektivne vojne imovine, još nije ispunjeno, suradnja NATO-a i Bosne i Hercegovine je na visokoj razini. Dobra suradnja odvija se kroz postojeće programe s NATO-om i ispunjavanje uvjeta iz Stalina kako bi Savez što prije mogao donijeti odluku o aktiviranju akcijskog plana za članstvo, odnosno MAP-a. Članstvo u NATO-u je dosta ispred nas, ali je važno da su ta vrata otvorena za nas, što je jasno poručio glavni tajnik NATO-a Jens Stoltenberg na ministarskom sastanku u Briselu kada je Crna Gora pozvana od članstva. Od Varšavskog samita NATO-a, koji je u lipnju ove godine, očekujemo dvije jasne poruke. Prva poruka se odnosi na nastavak politike otvorenih vrata, a druga da će predstojeći samit u lipnju biti samit proširenja, gdje bi Bosna i Hercegovini bio aktiviran MAP. Očekuje se pozitivna i konstruktivna politička odluka zemalja članica, kao i unutar tajništva NATO-a u vezi aktiviranja MAP-a za Bosnu i Hercegovinu, posebno imajući u vidu da sigurnost u regiji doprinosi i sigurnosti u čitavoj Europi. U tom procesu ne bi trebalo odugovlačiti, naročito imajući u vidu promjene koje se dešavaju na svjetskoj razini, kao i nove sigurnosne prijetnje. Zajedničko djelovanje i međusobno podržavanje zaista doprinosi generalnom miru i stabilnosti. Hvala vam lijepo na vašoj pažnji.
It's a pleasure to speak here today in what is a celebration of 20 years of a successful and fruitful relationship between Bosnia and Herzegovina and NATO. During the past 20 years, NATO has continued to play a role in implementing the Dayton Peace Agreement and in securing this peace through successive peacekeeping deployments. This role has naturally changed over the years, moving away from the implementation and stabilization force towards one that is oriented to assisting with the integration into Euro-Atlantic structures. Since 2004, NATO headquarters Sarajevo has had the mission of assisting the authorities of Bosnia and Herzegovina with reforms and commitments related to the Partnership for Peace program and closer integration with NATO, most specifically defense and security sector reform. With the efforts of many, Bosnia and Herzegovina is well on its way to Euro-Atlantic integration, continues to move forward into Euro-Atlantic structures, and it is essential we continue to build upon the gains that have been made over the past 20 years. And yes, there have been significant gains. The defense and security landscape of Bosnia and Herzegovina has changed immeasurably. These have been hard-fought changes, but nevertheless changes resulting from commitment and compromise. The starting point was very different from where we are today. From the 2003 establishment of the BIH Ministry of Defense and Joint Staff, to the January 2006 agreement to merge the two entity armies into a single military force and the creation of the Armed Forces of Bosnia and Herzegovina as we see them today. There has also been significant milestones in Euro-Atlantic integration, from the entry into the Partnership for Peace in 2006 and the movement steadily through NATO programs, to the 2010 invitation to join the Membership Action Plan, although that has yet to be implemented. But nonetheless, a clear indication that Bosnia and Herzegovina remains firmly on the path to Euro-Atlantic integration. In the past 6 months, regardless of where I go and meet with people, there remains a debate and a question over NATO and ultimately NATO membership. These are not my decisions. These are the decisions of the citizens of BIH, and when the time comes, they're the ones that will make the decision. However, I understand the complexities surrounding potential NATO membership. So in the context of that question, let's focus on what all should be able to agree on. NATO programs, including Partnership for Peace, the individual Partnership Action Plan, and the Membership Action Plan, specifically the reforms associated with these programs, are a great roadmap for any country aspiring to be a modern, respected democracy with a professional military force. It is a proven model used by neighboring countries to achieve their aspirations to become either NATO members or just viable partners. Specifically, every country that is a neighbor of BIH has chose to follow this model, regardless of whether their state is to be a NATO member or a strong and capable NATO partner. Regardless of the end state, it is important for BIH to maintain momentum and engagement in NATO programs and fulfill the associated commitments. It not only demonstrates capability, ability, and credibility as a partner to the region and the Euro-Atlantic community, more importantly, it ensures for the defense, security, safety, and prosperity of all citizens of BIH. NATO, like many others, is committed to building long-term peace and stability in Bosnia and Herzegovina. We are proud to be a part of the efforts in helping the country to cement its place as a part of the Euro-Atlantic community. Rest assured that NATO will continue to work tirelessly together with Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I am sure that we will again come together to celebrate future successes and landmarks.
December 14th, 2015 marked the 20th anniversary of the signing of the Dayton Peace Agreement, which signaled the cessation of hostilities that tore this country apart between 1992 and 1995. This peace agreement, which was reinforced by the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1031, outlined a key role for NATO in overseeing the military framework needed to establish security in the region. The resulting NATO-led implementation force, IFOR, was NATO's first major crisis operation, providing a multinational peacekeeping force of 60,000 troops. By the end of 1996, IFOR transformed into the Stabilization Force, SFOR, which continued until the end of 2004. To mark this 20th anniversary, the NATO Archives in Brussels prepared a commemorative book, which is on display at this exhibition. It's also available online at the NATO Archives website, though I brought a couple of extra copies for anybody who's interested in it. The book, which I have here, includes correspondence between the NATO Secretary General Javier Solana at the time and the United Nations Secretary General Boutros Ghali. It includes the monthly reports on the progress of IFOR. It also includes the first and the last issue of the IFOR Informer, a bi-weekly command newspaper originally distributed to IFOR troops in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Furthermore, it includes a photo story about the IFOR mission prepared by the NATO Public Diplomacy Division at NATO headquarters. And lastly, it includes a collection of press releases issued by the NATO headquarters in Brussels related to the IFOR mission. Altogether, this book presents an overview of the IFOR mission as told through NATO documents. It's also the first time that official correspondence at the highest political levels concerning IFOR and the events in Bosnia are made available to the public. Since the beginning of IFOR, NATO has been very attentive towards preserving the archives of the mission. A dedicated historian was engaged for IFOR to preserve an accurate record of the mission. This involved several key tasks. First of all, working closely with military and political personnel to ensure the capture of information created during the mission. It also included attending high-level meetings to take notes for the historical record and interviewing key individuals of the mission to gain insight into the reasons behind important decisions. And that is information which is often not found in the official documents. As IFOR transitioned into S4, the position of historian was retained. And throughout IFOR and S4 missions, regular shipments of archives were sent to SHAPE. When the mission came to end in 2004, the SHAPE historian and the first NATO archivist flew to Sarajevo to collect the hard copy and the digital archives. These archives are currently being organized and cataloged and described by the NATO Archives and the SHAPE Historical Office. Following the move to the new NATO headquarters in 2017 in Brussels, it's foreseen to transfer the entire collection to the NATO Archives in Brussels. Since NATO is very committed towards preserving the archives of its missions, I would like to speak a little bit about how the NATO Archives is handling the I4 and S4 archives. In 2012, the Archives Committee, which is composed of national experts of 28 member nations, issued a policy on the management and preservation of records generating during NATO missions. This policy mandates missions to keep and preserve records that document the decisions and activities of an operation. Considering the complexity of international peacekeeping operations, a clear directive on how to manage and preserve these records is essential. I4 and S4 were multinational coalitions that were composed not only of NATO member nations, but also of non-NATO member nations who contributed to the operation. In the case of S4, for example, 35 countries participated in the operation. This policy therefore defines which records in the operation are NATO-owned and which are national records and therefore fall under national records and archives legislation. Considering the multinational aspect, the Archives Committee recently undertook a record survey involving the different NATO entities and the troop contributing nations. The aim is to build a thorough understanding of the whereabouts of the different archives and the access conditions related to this. A task force of the committee, composed of national experts, met in April last year to discuss the establishment of a web portal that organizes the different collections according to the contributors to the mission, their level of involvement, the current location, and the access provisions. In order to get the widest possible scope of NATO's first peacekeeping mission in Bosnia-Herzegovina, it will be necessary to consult the archives at NATO, but also those held in national archives of the troop contributing nations and in the archives of international organizations such as the UN, UNHCR, the OSCE, and the Red Cross. To assist researchers in the future, a portal describing the different contributors and their archives will be of great help. Processing the collection clearly reveals how important these archives are. There is no doubt that the material is of lasting value to the organization, to the participating nations, and those directly impacted by the mission, most notably the people of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Under the NATO policy on the declassification and public disclosure, NATO records are eligible for public disclosure 30 years after their creation. In the case of I4 and S4, this means that following the formal review process, these archives may become available to the public beginning as of 2026. And once approved for public disclosure, these archives can be consulted in the NATO Archives Reading Room in Brussels. But at the same time, they will also be digitized and processed in order to make them available through the Archives online research tool. I would like to conclude by stating once again stating once again the commitment of NATO to preserving and cataloging the I4 and S4 archives. I hope that the documents in the book that we have put together for this occasion offers both renewed reflection for an important moment in recent history and a glimpse of the collection that we're currently processing.